Hello guys, my name is Mikelo. Happy New Year. Sorry that I'm 2 weeks late, but you guys don't really care, do you? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about what I personally want from Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Season Pass 2, character-wise. But unlike any other wishlist video I can think of right now, I'm not only going to be talking about just the characters I want, but I'm going to be talking about how I want them to play as well. So, I'm going to give myself a rule and a challenge for this video. The rule I have in place is that I cannot make any super brand new mechanics. So I can't make like a new rush chain, for example, like stuff of that nature. But everything else is fair game. And for the challenge I have, I'm gonna see if I can make these characters balanced for DP mode and in singles. While of course there's gonna be characters stronger than others thanks to DP difference and stuff. But I still want to make these characters balanced for the DP tiers and stuff. So let's get straight into the first character, Champa the King. Now, for Champa, he's a pretty fun character to make, since he has no feats in the anime. He has only one fight, but he only did one move, so that's kind of it in the manga. So for Champa, I'm going to give him a super fun gimmick of being able to have up to 3 homing type charge keyblocks out in the field at once. Kind of like how Yamcha was able to back in BT2 and 3. If you guys do not know, Yamcha is able to have in BT2 and 3 up to 3 moving type charge keyblocks out on the field. And he was able to do this back when the game first launched, kinda. I just want to give him and Champa this ability, since I don't like how they removed it. But they removed it for good reasons back then, but it can honestly come back, let's be honest. But let's now talk about his supers. I want Champa supers to be the Beerus Ball, and essentially, and a no step back, command grab, unblockable, rush super, kind of like how Z Broly has it. I need to make him strong, but not too strong. Let's now talk about his ultimate. This is where things can get pretty fun and juicy. For his ultimate, the only move he had in the manga, we're gonna do it how Xenoverse does it, where you can just like keep on spamming the ultimate button over and over again, and it keeps on going on and on. If you guys do not know, this is already possible thanks to Neo Tribeam doing this stuff. So it would be kind of fun if Champa had this too. Imagine this, like Champa's able to do up to 3 times, and then after you hit the third one, it enters the cutscene. Now, let's say in a hypothetical scenario, if you vanish it, then Champa can press it again, and it will come back, and it's gonna hit the opponent. But if they vanish the time when it comes back, then he can do it one more time. And if they don't vanish that one, then the animation plays. But if they do vanish it, then he's hecka negative. I think it'd be fun for him. Keep him balanced and overpowered for 10 DP, but still balanced enough for the 10 DP slot. Now, let's talk about his rush chains, since he is going to be pretty strong with these many gimmicks. For his rush chains, I want to give him a heavy finish into heavy crush. And then I want to give him Blast Wave with the chain combo being Blast Wave combo. Now for his third rush chain, I want to give him Rolling Hammer with the chain combos Rolling Press and Rolling Hurricane. And for his fourth rush chain, I want to give him Heavy Finish. I know he does not have flying kicks, but this is going to keep him fair and balanced, so he can't easily open up a combo. You have to use your key boss to do that, I guess. Now, I also want to make him a slow type character, so it's going to be hard for him to push in the opponent. So that means your key, like your Dragon Mask key is going to cost more, and your short dashes cost more. But to keep him even more fun and balanced, every time this character enters Sparking mode, he gets super armor and more follow-ups, but that's a given. Speaking of follow-ups, he's only going to have 3 follow-ups in normal mode, and when he enters Sparking mode, it's going to go up to 6. This is going to be the least amount of follow-ups the 10 DP character has so far, but he's going to be, it's going to make sense. Now let's talk about his skills. For his skills, I want to give him Snack Time and Instant Spark. One, he eats a lot of food, that's kind of it. And for his Instant Spark, I want to make it very fun and unique, where every time he does his Instant Spark against specifically Beerus, it gives him buffs, but against anyone else, it gives him no buffs. I also want to change Beerus' Instant Spark to give buffs to only when he fights against Champa. This is already possible thanks to Berserker KO getting buffs against, Goku's. Now let's go on to our next character. Botamo the GOAT! Now with Botamo the GOAT, I'm going to give him the very cool gimmick of infinite false courage. Now I'm not talking about your normal silly Sally super armor that the Giants have and that Broly has. I'm talking about the false courage skill passively and definitely on Botamo. So no matter what DP you are, you still have to go through your 4 to 5 hits or do a smash to break through his super armor. But I think this is going to be fun. Make him strong, yes, but to keep him fair and balanced, he's only going to have 3 DP to his name, he's going to have only 2 follow-ups, and he's going to do less damage than Pansy, but a little bit more than Hercule. I also want to give him chopped supers, known as a volley super, and I also want to give him a second super that is going to be a counter super. Now, for this counter super, it's technically already possible in the game, thanks to perception. If you guys do not know, there's super perception as you see right there, and there's also normal perception. For his counter super, we can give him the normal perception rules, where it can only go against rush attacks, so it doesn't clash with beams and stuff. So it'll be pretty fun for him to do. And it's going to be 4 bars, so it's going to be fair. Now, let's talk about his rush chains. For his rush chains, I want to give him Blaster Reef. Sorry, I want to give him Rush Chain 1, Heavy Finish, Chain Combo, Heavy Crush, Blaster Wave into Blaster Wave Combo, Energy Storm, and Rush Key Waves into Energy Storm, and Blaster Wave yet again. Just so he won't be too broken. Now, he is going to be 3 DP. He's also going to be a semi-slow type character. And we already say he only has 2 follow-ups. I said, not too much. He only had 1 follow-up. Yeah, he's 3 DP. He only deserves 1. Now, for his skills, he's of course going to have snack time since he's a big fat teddy bear that I love with no gay shit. And he's also going to have a body buff, which gives him extra defense, extra key blast damage, and extra blast attack damage for 20 seconds. Now let's talk about our next character. Nobody can stop me when I'm Super 17! Now for Super 17, he's already been done back in BT3, so we're going to copy and paste. He's going to be able to absorb ki like Android 19 and 20, but unlike Android 19 and 20, that ki absorption is not going to be a law. His grab is of course going to allow him to absorb ki too, but it's not going to be a law. And every time, unlike Android 19 and 20, where you guys, like, if 1920, like, absorb a beam, it's not going to put him, it puts him in sparking mode. But with Super 17, he will not enter sparking mode since that would be way too strong for him to have. Let's now talk about his fair point, so he can be more fair since he's automatically regaining ki and he can get ki by grabbing you and by absorbing ki less. So to keep him fair, we're going to cook him on his supers and rush chains. For his supers, he's going to have, of course, his machine gun shots, which is going to be a 70 hit volley, which every hit is vanishable because that's how volleys work. But it is going to last 10 seconds, and if you vanish, you cannot go straight into a Z-burst dash. You have to either go into a block or vanish again. And you have to do like 7 vanishes to get out of it, I guess. But if you block it, after 1 vanish, that's like 4k worth of damage. But keep in mind, this is a 4-cost volley, so it does do 12k if you don't block and get hit by the whole thing. Which, if you get hit by the whole thing, you fucking suck. His second super is going to be Flash Bomber, which is going to be a Lariat Rush. If you guys do not know what a Lariat Rush super is, if you guys play the Doria, Kunkunza, or the ultimate for Frieza Force Soldier, is this dude that's ramming into the opponent. I want him to have this, but I want him where he rams into the opponent, it flashes the opponent real quick, keeping them stunned, and he'll be able to do like a quick smash attack afterwards if you angle it right. Now let's talk about his rush chains. I want him to have heavy finish into the chain combo Delta heavy finish and heavy crush. Then I want to give him flying kicks, and then key boss cannon, the key boss cannon smash, and then heavy finish again. I think that's how it is in BT3. If not, then just copy how it was in BT3. Now for his skills, it's going to be Pump Up and Android Barrier. Kind of like how it is in BT3. Now, he's of course going to be 8 DP, so he's going to be a high CP android, but to keep him more fair, he cannot, I repeat, he cannot, like, he has, like, the max SP of, like, 5, he has no starting skill points unlike any other android in the game, and he only starts off the game with 2 bars of ki. To keep him super fair for being, W Rage Quit, for being a very high DP, very strong android. Hopefully this is enough to keep him balanced, if not, then fuck. Now, for the next character, we're going to be talking about GT Vegeta base. Now, for GT Vegeta base, we're going to be copying it straight from Xenoverse, which means he's going to have the ability to have a barrier that can move. So every time he does his barrier skill, for 2 seconds, you can move with the barrier and you can ki charge inside of it. You cannot do any attacks inside the barrier, only ki charge. For 2 seconds, and you're still going to have massive amounts of end lag. I think this is going to be pretty fair for him since it is 3 and he's 5 DP, so it should make sense. Now for his second skill, I want to give him a ki charging speed skill up. Not like the ki recovery speed skills, it's going to be like Topo's ki charging speed up. Hopefully that's not going to be too broken for him, and honestly, you're not going to use any skills, you're going to transform up. Now let's talk about his supers. For his supers, also for Super 17, I forgot about his ultimate, it's going to be Super Electric Death Bomber. For GT Vegeta supers, I want to give him Final Flash and a Rush super, the one he did against GT Gohan, where he grabbed GT Gohan's head and started running it through the ground. I think that'd be fun for him to have. I do know technically, I think he did it in Super Saiyan, but who fucking cares? Now for his ultimate, I want him to have Big Bang Attack, just so he can class with like baby Vegeta base. But let's now talk about his Rush Chains. For Rush Chain 1, he's going to have Ki Blast Cannon, and 2 Chain Combo Ki Blast Cannon Attack, and Ki Blast Cannon Smash. Rush Chain 2 is going to be Rush Ki Waves into Chain Combo Energy Storm. Rush Chain 3 is going to be Heavy Finish into Delta Heavy Finish. Now, Rush Chain 4 is going to be Flying Kicks! Yeah, good luck waiting for those attacks to go through, buddy. Now, since it's going to be the only character on the list that I'm talking about I can transform, I know, major spoilers, if you don't, like, count the other character, I want to make his transformation to Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta cost 3 bars, kind of like how base GT Goku has to cost 3 to enter Super Saiyan 4. And the transformation to Super Saiyan 1 GT Vegeta is going to cost 1, obviously. But I think that's it for base Vegeta. Let's now talk about Super Saiyan 1 GT Vegeta. For his supers, he's going to have Big Bang Attack, but it's going to be a chargeable Big Bang Attack. Dun dun dun! I think it'd be fun. And I also want to make his Big Bang Attack fun and unique, where you can charge it up, and the more you charge it up, it obviously does more damage, but you can accelerate the charging. Sorry, wait, no. Brain fart. While you charge up his Big Bang Attack, it's a shield against beams and Ki Blasts. So I'm doing Big Bang Attack, and you do Kamehameha, I negate your Kamehameha, and I shoot up my Big Bang Attack. I think that'll be fun. Make him pretty strong, and it'll be a good super that you can just willy-nilly spam. But to make it fair, it is going to cost 4. If you guys think that too much, I kind of do too, but I think it's fair. Let's now talk about his second super. It's going to be... Oh, fudge. Brain fart. It's going to be Final Flash again. Honestly, I ran out of ideas. He didn't do that much shit in the anime. Now for his ultimate, it's going to be Final Shine Attack, kind of like how Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta has it. But it's gonna be like, you know, a rush ultimate. Especially it's gonna be like a punch kick up into the ult. I think this would be fun for him to have. It'd be cool. Now let's talk about his skills. He's gonna have the same barrier as his base form does, so he can move around with it, but it's gonna last for an extra second. And you can explode the barrier early, doing massive quote unquote damage. I don't know if it's massive, but it's only like 3k damage. I think that'd be fair for him to have. Now, I also want to give him a second skill, which is going to make him pretty broken. And that is, for his body buff skill, it's going to allow him to automatically regen ki like he's an android for like 4 seconds. So that's just like enough ki regen for him to enter like a full ki gauge. Which is not a lot of ki, but I'm pretty sure it's like Android 16 levels of ki regen. You can still ki charge on top of this too, so you can like accelerate it. I think it'll be fun for him to have. It is gonna be like a 2 buff, like a 2 cost, but it's only be like 4 seconds, so who really cares? Now let's talk about his rush chains. For his rush chains, I want to give him heavy finish, delta heavy finish, ki blast cannon into ki blast cannon smash, flying kicks into heavy finish again. He is going to be 6 CP, and his cost to enter Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is also going to be 2. I know, that's pretty low, but you're going from a 6 to an 8. I think it makes sense. Now let's talk about our next character, Maganetta. Honestly, I don't fucking know his name. This character is so forgettable. I just gonna call him Magna Man from now on. Now for Magna Man, his super fun, unique gimmick is every time you taunt him, he enters Insta Spark, and it's gonna give him defense down 8. That's kind of what I'm thinking for him. Okay, now let's get into the actual shit. For his actual gimmick, every time he hits you with his supers, it's gonna deal defense down. Speaking of his supers, he's gonna have a super explosive wave type, which is gonna be like a small one, but if you get hit by a super explosive wave, that's gonna give you defense down like 4. And I also want to give him a fireball mouth shot super, and that's gonna give you defense down 2. Now, for his ultimate, it's gonna be a Magna Beam. If you guys can't tell, I never watched Dragon Ball Super. Yes, I am LARPing Dragon Ball series. I never watched a single anime episode, but GT. Because I went super hard on it. But, let's now talk about his rush chains. For his rush chains, I want to give him 1 heavy finish into heavy crush, 2 blaster wave into blaster wave combo, 3 rolling camera into rolling press, and 4 rolling camera into rolling press. For his skills, he's obviously going to have False Courage and Explosive Wave. He's going to be 5 DP with a max skill points of 4 with only 2 follow-ups. Super Armor and Spark mod. I almost forgot about that. Super Armor and Spark. Now let's talk about our next character, Basil. And now I was saying, who the fuck is Basil? Basil is the red dog from the Danger Trio. Bergamo's brother. The red one. The super fast one. And honestly, he does no shit in the anime, so I'm gonna make up with him. Basil is gonna be a full speed type character, the first ever full speed type character to be added as a DLC character. So he's gonna have dog shit defense. And for his supers, he's gonna have he's gonna have 1 rush super and 1 beam, and his ultimate is gonna be Bergamo's ult. This is a surprise super for later. Now, for his skills, deadass, he's gonna have a body buff and Insta Spark. I know, I'm so smart. But in his sparking mode, he's gonna have super movements and high speed movements. And he's also gonna be around about he's gonna be 4 DP. So he's gonna be the middle DP for the super movement types, and he's gonna be the second lowest DP to have a full speed type. I think this will make him fun. Not really unique, but like kind of fun to watch. Now let's go to the much better character, Lavender, the GOAT. Oh, you guys don't know about Lavender? You guys are such fake Dragon Ball fans. In a cautionary fashion. But yeah, Lavender is the yellow dog from the Danger Trio. Well, I imagine Lavender, like, he's the one that poisoned, fucking Gohan's eyes and shit. So for his skills, he's gonna have a paralysis skill where he just claws your eyes and paralyzes you for 2 seconds. Wait, no. He's not gonna paralyze you. He's gonna blind you for 2 seconds. You know, it's like Sword Flare, but it's only for like 4 to 5 seconds, and he's gonna have to physically touch you, unlike Sword Flare. Now he's of course gonna have an Instant Spark too, since I can't think of anything else for him. Now for his supers, this super stuff is gonna get pretty fun. I want to give him a super that does damage over time, and that's gonna be his Rush super, where he like punches and does a quick rush volley, and then claws your eyes, kind of like giving a little bit of poison damage, I guess. And this would be fun for him to have, make him fun and unique, and give him something. I also want to give Frost the Freezer Clone this ability. If you guys do not know, when Frost does secret poison, it does not actually deal DOT damage, even though damage over time is already possible in the game thanks to custom battles where you can just enable it. So I want to give back to Frost, and I want to make sure when Frost does his secret poison, it's going to be like 3k worth in DOT. When Lavender does secret poison, it's only going to do like 2k worth of DOT. And for Lavender's second super, it's going to be a beam. And for his ultimate, it's going to be the Danger Trio Barrage Game Penetrator type shit. Now, Lavender is going to be 3DP. I was considering making him 4, but he looks kind of weak and scrawny. And he's only going to have like 2 follow-ups, 4 in Spark, while Basil has 3, 6 in Spark. Now let's go on to our next character, Nova Shinron the GOAT! Now with Nova Shinron, I was kind of like drunk when I made him. Don't question me. So, with Nova, he's clearly a fire user, and I want to give him DOT spam. So every time Nova Shinron hits you with a super, it's going to deal fire DOT. And his DOT is only going to last, it's only going to do like 5k damage over the course of like 5 seconds. So that's a k per sec. This hopefully isn't going to be too broken, but I still want him to be super strong since he is going to be 8 DP. So let's now talk about Nova Shinron's supers. First super is going to be Burst Flame. One, that's a fire name. And for his second super, it's going to be a Lariat type. I'm stealing from BT3. Fire Tornado. Effectively, all he does is just fucking run at you. If you guys do not know, it's like a Majin Corkscrew attack. So it's going to be unblockable. And we're just going to like copy that move and just give it to him. Now for his ultimate, it's going to be a fiery super explosive wave. So yeah, now let's talk about his skills. For skill number 1, he's going to have explosive wave, which is already like he does in BT3. Now unlike BT3, for his second skill, it's going to be a body buff, because instant transmission made no fucking sense. Now, in this body buff, it's going to kind of mimic what Super Saiyan 4 Goku does, but way different. His body buff is going to give him an 8x boost for all of his like attack power, like melee attack power up, chain combo power up, and key blast power up. But it's only going to last like 10 seconds, and it's all 8x, kind of like Super Saiyan, like kind of like I'll be 5 seconds. But to keep it fair, he cannot use any supers during the time this buff is active. And he also doesn't gain defense now. This is hopefully a good cost, so you have to think strategically if you want to use it, or if you don't want to use it. Now let's talk about his Rush Chains. Rush Chain number 1 is good old-fashioned flying kicks. Rush Chain number 2 is heavy finish with chain combo, heavy crush. Rush Chain number 3 is rolling camera into rolling hurricane. Rush Chain number 4 is key blast cannon into key blast cannon attack. He's going to have up to 3 follow-ups, 5 in Spark, or how many like Super Saiyan 4 Goku has, so they're going to be like rivals and shit. Now, let's talk about his brother Shinron. First things first, Shinron is going to be 7 DP. He's going to get 3 follow-ups too. And I want Shinron to, like, this always puts you frozen. So I'm gonna give each Sheron like instant paralysis super, kind of like how Berserker Kale had it. And I think this would be fun for him to have. But his paralysis is only gonna last 3 seconds, so it's not gonna be too broken, unlike Berserker Kale. I always want to give him a second super, which is kind of like Stardust Barrier. It's kind of like an explosive wave, but it's not. Like, you can't use it while getting hit, effectively, but it has like the same range as an explosive wave. And it's going to be called, W Rage Quit, it's going to be called Ice Field, where it freezes the opponent for 3 seconds and does crazy, like, and it's like a multi-vanish. This is going to be the second ever paralysis super that is a multi-vanish, but it's going to be the first one that's intended to be a multi-vanish, unlike Pansy Bomb. Now, when he does Ice Field, like a full 360 around him gets frozen. I think this would be cool. Now, it's like, but his supers, he's going to have Ice Beam and the Rush Super Ice Claw, which Ice Claw is just to like stagger the opponent for a quick sec. Still going to look cool though. Now let's talk about his ultimate Ice Cannon. It's going to be a Russell. Now time for his Rush Chains. Let me look at my notes. Rush Chain number 1, Key Boss Cannon with the chain combo. Key Boss Cannon Smash. Rush Chain number 2, Rolling Camera into Rolling Press. Rush Chain number 4, Rush Chain number 3, Flying Kicks. Rush Chain number 4, Heavy Finish into Delta Heavy Finish. And that's kind of it. Now let's talk about the next character on my list, the King Jaco! Now, for Jaco, he's going to have no Ki Blast. He's able to fly, but he cannot shoot Ki Blast. He's going to be throwing out rocks. Except he's going to have a unique standing charge Ki Blast. Where with Jaco, his standing charge Ki Blast is going to be pew! Shooting out his gun. And it's going to be like a super straight laser. And the longer you charge it up, it's just like a laser. It's going to do decent damage, I guess. Now, unlike what other people might agree with, this laser is not going to hard knock down. It's going to be like a reworked power type that can't be vanished. And it does very good block stun. Now for his supers, he's going to have Jaco Beam. Like Gun Beam, whatever the fuck the devs want to call it or some shit. Where he just shoots out a super strong Death Beam from his gun that does hard knock. And for his second super, he's going to have Jaco Beam Barrage. I can't think of anything else for him, honestly. And he shoots his gun 3 to 4 times. Now for his ultimate, it's going to be Super Elite Combo! This is the same ultimate he had back in Xenoverse. We're just going to copy the animations 1-to-1, but make it pretty as heck thanks to sparking coloring. Now for his skills, I want him to have Elite Pose, which is going to give him buffs to his Ki Blast attack and to his Blast Supers. And maybe an Insta Spark. Okay, yeah, it's also going to be an Insta Spark too. And for his second super is going to be... Sorry, his second skill, I mean. High key, I can't think of everything. It's going to be a barrier, I guess. It's going to be like a quick... little like, please don't hurt me. Out of here type of shit. You know, it's going to be a second... Yeah, it's going to be like a barrier type shit. As you guys tell, I never watched Dragon Ball Super. I'm a big LARPer. Now, for my final character, Supreme Kai Shin. For Shin, we're going to copy the same gimmick that Sparking Omega gave him. So his supers is going to be Kaching Block. He's going to have a Rush Super that's going to be an instant teleport. And for his skills, I'm feeling Kai, which is an instant transmission clone. And I forgot what he had back in BT2. I think in BT2 he had like... he had Mystic Breath in BT2, so he's going to have Mystic Breath again. Yeah. My brain is smart. Now, for his Rush Chains, it's going to be Ki Blast Cannon, Heavy Finish, Flying Kicks. He's also going to be like 6 DP, and Jaco's going to be 3 DP. I forgot to mention that for Jaco. Jaco's 3. But that is it for the video, guys. Hope you guys liked watching it so very much. Have a wonderful day, and please let me know if I made these characters fair and balanced and not too broken in the comment section below. Bye bye.